to the 4th India International Film Festival. We have here with us Maninder Channa, who is the producer and the director. The director of the film Little Terrors. So, Mr. Channa, first of all, welcome to Tampa and welcome to India International Film Festival. Could you please give us some idea about your film Little Terrors?
Sure. It's a story of a 13-year-old American boy who's recruited by jihadists to bomb the American embassy in Delhi. And 3 days prior to the attack, he's harbored with a Muslim family. But the father of the family is just doing it for the money, just to keep his family afloat. So he sees something in the boy that he feels he can change. And he starts playing this dangerous game of trying to convince him that life is beautiful, not to go through with the attack. And he ends up convincing him. But then the boy, just before the attack, learns that somebody else from his camp that he was trained with is going to carry out the attack anyways. So he has to go out and now try and convince that boy not to do it.
What's the inspiration for this movie, basically?
Well, I have a journalism background as well, so I was a journalist for years. So a lot of the stories are kind of mixture of things that I've seen over the years, and there's just little bits and pockets of different things that have actually happened.
The USP of your film, that's what you think sets your film apart from the other films that are based on terrorism?
Yeah, plus we're also really dealing with just the insanity of bringing children into this, and at a young age, and brainwashing them into believing that there's just one path towards God.
Where has this film been shot? Which country?
It was shot all in India. It was shot in Rajasthan, Patiala, it was Fatehgarh Sahib. There were various locations in it.
All right, Mr. Channa, thank you very much for giving us the interview with AC Web USA. We hope you have a wonderful time at the film festival. Welcome everyone to 4th India International Film Festival of Tampa Bay. We are here with the director and the producer of the movie Leaving Home. I have here with me Mr. Mahar, who's the producer of this movie, and Mr. Richter, who's the director of the movie. Mr. Richter and Mr. Mahar, thank you for joining us, and we welcome you all to Tampa. And we hope you have a very nice time here and your film does very well here. Let me first ask you something about your movie. Can you please tell us what your movie is about?
It's the coming of age of a teenage girl in a village in northern India, about 100 miles north of Delhi. And as the film developed, it became a film partially about women's rights and caste systems and tradition.
You guys are based in America, and I think you have spent a lot of time in India.
60 years.
60 years in India. What inspires you guys, or what motivates you guys to go to India and look at these issues that are really important social issues to be dealt with?
Well, I went because of him, because he is an anthropologist who I've known all this time, over 60 years, and I went to the village that he has been visiting over this half century, and I said, we should make a film.
I think your film will inspire many more Indians to do much better in India.
I hope so. Yes. And this film can be seen at 1 p.m. on Sunday.
We have here with us Mr. Avinash Kumar Singh and Ms. Geeta Singh, who are the producers and directors, the director and the scriptwriter of the movie Listen Amaya.
And editor, and co-producers, and actor.
And actor, and a lot of other things. So, first of all, thank you for joining us here. Could you tell us briefly about the movie Listen Amaya?
Listen Amaya is our first debut feature. We've written it, directed it, Geeta is an editor, and produced it as well, co-produced it. It's a modern young film which deals with an issue which is contemporary and also cuts across ages, people, boundaries, everything. So it's a nice young film.
You guys have done a lot of documentaries, as I've heard. Now, how difficult was it to transition from a documentary to, say, a feature film of this sort?
No, I don't think it was difficult because these are all forms of telling stories.
Right.
So whether you tell it in a non-fictional documentary narrative or in a fictional style, I think it's the same. It's just the way you tell it is slightly different because here you have performing actors, there you don't.
Yes.
But otherwise, there's no difference in telling the story.
Right.
Yeah.
And would I say how difficult was it to say direct legends like Farooq Sheikh and Deepthi Nawal, because they are returning after a long time as in the same movie. So how really was it at all difficult, or how was the experience basically shooting directing them?
It was a bit of a it was like a dream debut because it's not difficult to direct actors if the actor trusts you as a director or as writers or the the spearheads of the film, then they will do what you ask them to do. And I think after the first 4 or 5 days, where after which they knew that we knew what we wanted, and that for us the script was Bible. They became complete directors, actors. So I mean, they'd ask us what we wanted from the scene, and they'd do it. So it wasn't difficult.
Could you also, last question, could you also please briefly tell us about your upcoming project? There is a buzz going around that you are signing a superstar.
Oh God.
Avinash, I want you to answer that.
There's two projects. One of which is fairly close to being signed, but that next year when we are here, we'll let you know.
Thank you so much for joining us. We have Susan Bryant with us. She is the filmmaker. She's a filmmaker and a yoga guru. And she's showing her movie Yoga Is on Saturday. And Sunday she's giving a personal yoga session and it's open to public. So Suzanne, could you please tell us how different your movie is on yoga, because there are a lot of movies on yoga.
Yes, okay. So my film, the reason I made my film is I wanted the viewer to go on a journey. So you come with me on a journey to India, but what you experience is interviews with all these famous yoga gurus, as well as some celebrities, Russell Simmons and Christy Turlington. And we talk about all the questions we have about life, like love, truth, happiness, purpose, transformation. So you really get to explore all these aspects about yourself, and at the end of the day, you have a transformation on this journey with me.
How critical was your visit to India? Did it really make a difference in your life? And can you please share one experience that is that you'll really remember all your life about India?
Sure. Well, many beautiful moments actually. I will say, being in Vrindavan, in the land of Bhakti Yoga, and going to the pujas every day and meditating, I had the most gorgeous experiences there, and I actually incorporate that in my life every day. In the morning I meditate and I do a chanting, and I have my Ganesh statue and I do my ritual. Another thing that happened is, if you see my movie, I had a near-death experience in India. So from that experience, I don't worry about the small things anymore. I really enjoy moments in life and just go with the flow.
And also, could you please tell us on how your yoga sessions are? I know you are a wellness and a nutritionist also, and a wellness trainer. So how does that combine with yoga, and how actually do you make a difference in people's life by training them?
Oh, okay. Great question. So I believe that everything is connected, and what you eat, how you think, your thoughts, what you do with your body. Our minds are such powerful instruments, and if we're not feeding them positive thoughts, then it isn't going to be healthy for our body. If we're not eating healthy food, we're not going to be healthy for our body. And if we're not having movement, physical poses, I like asana, being outside, everything's incorporated. So often people will come to me and they're feeling anxiety or depression in their life, or they're not happy. So I like to work in all aspects of the areas and really make them balanced. And that's what it's about. So that's how I love to help people. And it's always, they're so grateful, and it makes me feel so happy about this path that I've chosen.
Thank you so much for being with us, and we really wish you all the best. And we hope your movie is received very well, and you meet a lot of good people in Tampa, and you enjoy your stay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have here with us Mr. Sunil and Miss Minnie, who have produced and directed the movie Ehsaas. So, Mr. Minnie, Miss Minnie and Mr. Sunil, could you tell us something about your movie?
Ehsaas, we've been planning to do a movie for quite some time. Then we came up with this script, which Sunil liked it, and then we thought we'll go ahead with it. I think Sunil will be the right person to talk about it.
The director.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Okay, Ehsaas is basically based on a short story which was written by my friend Jayan Raja. So we decided to, actually the original story was written in Malayalam, but we wanted to do a Hindi short film.
Right.
So we adapted the script. So I have co-written the script in Hindi, and we shot this in Dubai over a period of 2 days, and the post-production also was done in Dubai itself. Yeah.
So what is the movie about? Like, could you give us an idea about the genre of the movie and what subject does it address?
Sure. Basically, it's a drama. It's it's a very universal subject because the concept is on urban marital relationships and how different people deal with it. You know, how different people deal with divorces, marriage, and all that. So it's a very universal concept.
What is happening in the modern married life? So we thought we should, showcase on that.
Now, there are a lot of Bollywood movies that are based on the similar subject. I think 90% of the Bollywood movies that make it big are based on some sort of a relationship, and there could be a romantic story, could be a tragedy. But then, how different do you think your movie is compared to the usual Bollywood stuff?
Bollywood is more, you can find more of fantasy added to it, but ours is what is realistic, what is happening now. You know, how you manage a relationship in real life. That's actually, if you can say, it's more like a true story.
And we don't have a song and dance routine in this.
How was the experience? Sorry, how was the experience shooting in? You said United Arab Emirates. How was it shooting there?
It is cool actually because I've been working as a line producer for a lot of Bollywood and South Indian movies there in Dubai. So we wanted to shoot it there because of that, and we both have been living there in Dubai, and so it's right for us to do our first movie there.
It was a natural choice, I guess. Very nice. Thank you, Miss Mini again and Mr. Sunil for joining us. We hope your movie is well received here and everyone likes it. Have a nice stay in Tampa, and thank you for joining us. We have with us the cast and crew of Larry Brought Lemon. First of all, it's Darwin, who's an actor, Sayam, who's an actor, and we have Ujjwal Patel with us, who's a director. So let me first start with Darwin. So Darwin, how was your experience in acting in this movie? Is this your first project? Have you done other projects?
Yeah, I've done other projects before this, but yeah, it was really fun with this one. Everybody was really nice with the crew. We had a good time.
How difficult or easy was it to follow your director, who's standing right by you?
It was pretty easy because he was nice.
So Ujjwal, tell us something about your movie making experience, this one and previous ones.
This is the student film if you don't know yet, and I had good actors, and you can see that, you can see it on the screen, and these guys made my life very easy shooting the film because I didn't have to tell them a lot. It was like, I tell them once and they get it, so it was very easy working with all of my actors and crew, so it was very pleasant working there.
And Sayam, could you tell us something about your experience in this movie and what your role is about in particular?
Well, it was a good film. My role is a 1970s cab driver, New York City, an Indian cab driver stereotype, which you can think all of the things like just came from India, struggling here, but at the same time he's really funny. So I don't know when you will see it. It's up to you whether I'm funny, yes or no. But yeah, I had a blast at the set because we shot 3 days. We shot whole night. It was pretty chilly back in May because New York City is still it goes till summer. And yeah, I had a fun, yeah.
Did you take any inspiration from Robert De Niro's Taxi Driver?
Well, I would love to have, but that was a totally opposite character. But if you see me in Larry, it's just totally, well, my name is Jerky. So De Niro has a different thing, and if you compare to me, I'm not even close to what he did. Not even close to what he did.
That's very humble from an actor. Now, this was part of the New York Film Academy film project. Could you tell us something of how this project stands, and how did you guys thought of entering into this project?
Well, as an Indian film student, I thought it would be a good opportunity to screen my film at Indian International Film Festival. And I find out about this on Without a Box and by some other friends, and so that's how we entered.
Have you guys taken any education in the NYFA Academy? Any one of you?
I did a course in Film Academy. Then I
right
now I'm still going. So I'm taking more training. But yeah.
Alright guys, this was the cast and crew of Laddie Brought Lemon. Thank you for joining us. We have here with us Mr. Santosh Dhavkar, who is the director of a short film that he's going to show us on Sunday. It's called Party. And it's a Marathi short film. And Santosh, could you please tell us something about your movie?
Yeah, in that movie, I am trying to present the malnutrition issues, which really are big social issues worldwide, and near about 19,000 children are dying every day in the world. This numbers says by UNICEF reports. So I want to present the issue by my film.
Which other film festivals have you really showcased this movie, or are you planning to showcase it to some other film festivals?
Yeah, my movie was screened at last Friday at Script Film Festival, and it's also win the first prize at Kerala Cochin. Okay.
Congratulations for that. What are your future plans? Any projects in the pipeline, or what are you looking for working next?
Now, this year I want to learn, and I want to hear about my work, and then want to learn more for technical issues and what. After that, we will go for the next project. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Santosh Dhavkar, for joining us. Guys, please join us on Sunday for his movie. Thank you. We have here with us Mr. Samrat Das Gupta, who is the director of the film Ankahi. And his film will be displayed in the short film segment on Sunday. So please be with us. And Samrat, can you please tell us something about your movie?
Well, in short, it's short, and I guess there isn't much to talk about a short film, because short films are short films, and you really can't talk much about them because you take more time talking about them and the film is over.
Right.
Okay, but yeah, it's my first short film. And actually the story is not entirely mine. I have taken a story from another writer. She had a germ of a story, and then I did the screenplay and I did the direction, which for me was quite challenging, because as a filmmaker you can tell a story that you've written, but this is a story that I couldn't have written, because actually the story is about two women. It's a very sensitive portrayal of what happens between two women who become friends, and they're from diverse social classes. So, and I'm not a girl, I'm not a woman, so it was really challenging for me to be able to get into the woman's world and to be able to portray a story that involves the woman's world.
I mean, congratulations, it's a fabulous job. The fact that you have directed a story on two women, and as you said, you're not a woman, but to get into their minds and do it, it's a fabulous job in itself. But what I would like to ask you is that what has really drawn you into filmmaking?
I don't think I'm drawn into filmmaking. I think filmmaking is drawn into me. I am not a trained filmmaker, like I haven't gone to film school, but I guess see, filmmaking is the highest, I won't say highest form of art, but I will say the most complex form of art, because it kind of encompasses all forms of art. In a film you have music, you have dance, you have acting, you have design, you have everything. So I guess it's the life that you lead that gets you to become the artist that you are. Right. Okay, so if for example music appealed to me and only music appealed to me more than anything else, I would become a musician. But I guess all these facets of performances, of people, words, music, visual poetry, everything kind of appeals to me, and therefore it's not a call that you take. It's something that you become and you realize it.
Great thoughts there. We wish you all the best in your future as a filmmaker, and thanks for sharing such beautiful thoughts with us as filmmakers. Thank you.